Hello, everyone. Look, I can't remain silent anymore. I've got to say something about what's going on with Benghazi. The lies, the cover up, the weakness of leadership as far as giving security in that area when security was requested. I made a video about a year ago warning of the change of leadership in Egypt with the Muslim Brotherhood. And others did too. And you're seeing now what can happen with these kind of leadership changes in Libya. That's why we have the 4 dead Americans in Libya, because of the change in leadership. And that's what the Obama administration is trying to cover up. They want it to be looked on a high note that Muammar Gaddafi is dead. They don't like the stigma of the fact that Al-Qaeda is responsible for or terrorists are responsible for the deaths in Benghazi. Although at this point nobody's come forward to take responsibility of the attack on the embassy in Benghazi. We now know that the CIA told the Obama administration 24 hours after the attack that this was a terrorist situation. This was a terrorist attack on the embassy. And I don't care how much of a platform Barack Obama had in his debate with Mitt Romney. All the help and lies that he had in place with the help of Candy Crowley, the so-called moderator. Obama never called this an act of terrorism. He was referring to September 11th, 2001. But Candy Crowley, it was a false. What did they call it? It was a fact check. It was a false fact check trap for Mitt Romney that they lured him into. We saw Barack Obama tell him to proceed on with the allegation that he did not call it an act of terrorism, which Candy Crowley just happened to have this so-called fact check right on top of her table, and immediately said, yes, in fact, the president did call it an act of terrorism. We all know that is BS. And we all heard the cheering and applauding for Barack Obama. And by the way, Michelle Obama was part of the group cheering and clapping, which was against the rules. Which this just goes to show you the type of the debate that this was, with these so-called undecided voters that were, I think, mostly going in and going out pro Barack Obama. This was a sloppy debate. But no matter how much help Barack Obama had with this setup on Mitt Romney, with the help of Candy Crowley, Mitt Romney prevailed. We now know that the Obama administration, days later, still did not want to call this an act of terrorism. They still don't call it an act of terrorism. The next day, Barack Obama goes to Las Vegas, lives it up with Jay-Z, goes on David Letterman, and countless times still causes, alludes to the cause of this catastrophe, this act of terrorism, as a spontaneous attack because of a YouTube video. So we all know that Mitt Romney is in the right and Barack Obama is in the wrong, even after the debate. And now he goes on, and like I said, he still has not called this an act of terrorism. As a matter of fact, he now goes on John Stewart, Common Troll, and I can't think of a better place to talk about the 4 deaths of Americans on a comedy network with the likes of John Stewart. Goes on this program and says that the deaths of 4 Americans is not optimal. Well, try telling that to the parents and the family members of those 4 Americans that were killed. And one of the family members' mothers is already speaking out, saying it might not be optimal, but he's also not alive. So, I'm telling you all now, it's very important that you go out and vote, because Barack Obama has been bad these past 4 years, but he's also very limited, was very limited into what he wanted to do and what he could do, because he knew he was facing re-election. Just imagine what he can do the next 4 years, not having to face a re-election. Things are going to get bad if that happens. I don't think it will. I think Romney, I think this whole Benghazi thing is imploding, no matter how hard NBC, CNN, and CNN, tries to make it look like, NBC, they're pretty much, unequivocally, candidly for Barack Obama. CNN tries to cover it up. But we know in the case with their appraisal of Candy Crowley and the way she handled that debate, that they are also going to do what they can to try to cover this up, not talk about it. And they even did it, even after Candy Crowley came out and said that Mitt Romney was right in the main, but he used the wrong words, which is also BS, because it was not in her place to decide who's, if his words were right or wrong. It was not her place to become the third debater, which even Robert Gibbs, Obama's former press secretary, said that a lot of the times in this debate it looked like Mitt Romney was debating Candy Crowley, and he was right. But it's very important that you go out and vote. If not voting is voting for Barack Obama. And the other thing, Joe Biden in the vice presidential debate with Paul Ryan said that they had bad CIA information. We now know that's a lie. The CIA told them it was terrorism. And then Joe Biden goes on to say that in that debate that Iran is not anywhere closer to making any nuclear weapons or weapons of mass destruction. How do they know that if, according to Joe Biden, they're getting bad information from the CIA? And of course, now we all know Joe Biden thinks we have troops in Iran. I don't know if you saw that or not, asking the audience if they knew anybody serving in Iraq or Iran. So you can listen to all the lies, MSNBC, I changed it right over there after the Republican National Convention, and I changed it right over there after both debates. Of course, they were very upset at MSNBC after the first debate. They know Mitt Romney won. They try to make it look like Barack Obama won the second one. The tingle at Chris Matthews' leg, I think, gave him a full-blown orgasm that night. So they can paint this picture that Barack Obama won, but look at the poll numbers now. The poll numbers will tell you otherwise. Should we listen to the Hollywood crowd, the Eva Longorias, who retweeted a nasty post towards conservative women, which she tried to backtrack on, saying it was her Twitter account that just went crazy. The Eva Longorias, the Scarlett Johanssons, the Leonardo DiCaprios, all those people that fall in line with the Hollywood elite that they think like true Americans. And I guess some people in America think that these Hollywood elite people care about Americans. You look at the foreign affairs. Obama is going to cut our nuclear warheads. He's already cut thousands of our nuclear warheads. He will continue to cut more. We now know if he gets reelected, because he doesn't face reelection, he will probably just get rid of all of them. Well, you have other countries building nuclear warheads. He can't stop these other countries from building nuclear warheads. But they can lie, and they already have lied about how many have been built in other countries. You don't want that. But then again, Mitt Romney plans to defund Planned Parenthood, so maybe we should vote for Barack Obama. And that's the other thing. The Obama administration wants to stereotype women, that all women care about is abortion, that all American women care about is abortion, all women care about is their contraceptives. The Obama administration is stereotyping women in America. Yet the poverty rate of women in America is about 16% now. Well, Mitt Romney is racist. Okay. The unemployment rate for African Americans under the Obama administration is about 13%. So all I ask is that you do the right thing and get out and vote. Not voting is voting for Barack Obama.